This morning in Legal Logic, we are talking about the many judges' temporary restraining orders on President Trump's recent executive order regarding immigration. And here to break it all down for us and the process of how these executive orders work in general is our friend, attorney Brian Kuna. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Brendan.
Welcome back.
As always.
It seems like we're hearing everywhere nowadays, executive orders, executive orders, executive orders.
Right.
And we want to know really how this affects us, the public at large, with regard to the legal system. So, you know, break it down for us here, because I think a lot of people are perplexed.
Right. It's very simple legal issues, as opposed to all of what you hear on TV and, gee, it wasn't rolled out right, wasn't done right. No. The issue is very simple. There was a temporary restraining order issued by the judge in Washington State at the governor's request.
Right.
A temporary restraining order simply is a timeout, and the issue is, will there be immediate irreparable harm to the people that are affected? In this case, it's those 60,000 or so people that have green cards and visas from those 7 countries. And the judges had to make that very simple decision: was there immediate irreparable harm? And how is that determined?
Right.
In other words, if it's financial, that's not irreparable. But if there's a violation of constitutional rights or the laws of the country, in this case the 1965 Immigration Act, then the harm is irreparable. Now, what was done? What was done is the administration, Trump, who has broad powers, by the way, with regard to immigration, he really does, they appealed that. And that is being held today before three judges in California, and they've got to make a decision as to whether or not there was irreparable harm.
Right.
If they say there might be, then it goes back down to the court, and now it goes to what's called a preliminary injunction.
Okay.
That's different. They now look at 4 different factors. Number 1, irreparable harm. Number 2, who's likely to win? Is the president going to win?
Right.
Or is the governor going to win because there has been irreparable harm? They look at who's going to win. Finally, and then the last 2 things is balancing of the equities. In other words, is it more likely we have this national security issue, or are the constitutional rights and the violation of the Immigration Act, which one is more equitable? And finally, what's in the public's best interest?
Right.
So those are the 4 things.
The 4 pillars, if you will.
The 4 pillars. The key, I think, is going to be, and this is what it was one question that the judge asked of the government, and that was, how many terrorist acts have been committed by the people in those 7 countries since 9/11?
Right.
And the U.S. attorney said, I don't know. And the judge says, oh, I can answer that. 0.
And there you go. Well, I find
and
this,
there you go.
and I think the public at large, we find this endlessly compelling, and we want to know how it affects the constituents. So thank you very much for breaking it all down for us, Brian.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting.
It really will, to see how it plays out.
We'll know today.
That's right. That's right. This man knows it all. That's why we have him here. If you'd like some free legal advice, check out past topics Brian has covered on The Road Show.